Get ready. The Gray Wolf Show is about to begin. Well, good morning, and welcome to my podcast. Today is July 21st, 2023, and I just wanted to break away from talking about the Constitution for just a minute and talk about some of the things we're seeing in our country. Yesterday, there were hearings on Capitol Hill. The House Oversight Committee was having a hearing about censorship. And right out of the chute, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz put a motion on the floor to censor Robert Kennedy Jr. That's astounding. In our country, we have the First Amendment. Now, you see, as somewhat of a backfill, RFK Jr. has been censored by every form of media over the last few years, especially since the start of COVID. Every time he says something, media shuts him down. YouTube, mainstream, and now the Democrats in Congress wanted him silenced. They say it's not censorship. They say it's just because he doesn't speak the truth and we don't want to hear him. Well, the First Amendment is a protection for us to speak our mind. And what is truth? They speak of truth, but in reality it is what their truth is. You see, truth to many of us with common sense is backed by facts, but truth to many is their belief and their opinion. That is not truth, and censoring someone goes against their First Amendment right. And to have members of Congress try to censor an individual shows their utter contempt to our Constitution. How rich is that? Now, Robert Kennedy Jr. is a Democrat, has been his entire life. His uncle, John F. Kennedy, JFK, was a Democrat. But the thing is that all the Kennedys have fought against the military-industrial complex. This is an interesting fact that many Kennedys have died fighting the military-industrial complex. And here we have one running against Joe Biden in the 2024 election. His father was assassinated. His uncle assassinated. We need to stop this crazy roller coaster that we are on. And I firmly believe that the only way that we're going to do that is through people. People of the United States have never stood up wholly against our government. Now, when I speak about the people coming together against this government, I'm not speaking about picking up arms and starting a second revolution. We have to remind those in Washington, D.C., and state and local governments as well, of what it says in the second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence from July 4th, 1776. That they derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, and we are the governed. So I say that what we have never done in the United States of America since its creation is stand up against this government. In the Revolution of 1776, we stood against the crown. King George III. And in our Civil War, well, that was really a fight between parties that killed over 600,000 Americans. Whether it was on the Union side or the Confederate side does not matter. We were all Americans. That was a civil war. I'm not speaking about creating a revolution to be on a bloody scale. I'm speaking about being seen, being heard on such a grand scale that they can no longer ignore us. And they, in the definition of they, are government and the mainstream media, to name just a few. Imagine tens of millions of Americans holding hands across 3,700 miles of this country, all at the same time, not protesting in the streets and burning things down or shooting people, but coming out in that manner would show everyone that we are the governed, that we are a constitutional republic, and that they work for us. And it is time for change. So let me get back on track here. It's not just the Democrats, and it's not just the Republicans. In this government, it is the entire government. They work for us. We are a republic, a constitutional republic. The very definition of republic is a government run by the people. And the people have yet, in the existence of this country, rallied against this government as a whole, in mass. That's the only thing that will change it now. It's grown too corrupt, too large. It is no longer constitutional in the way that it runs. Oh, they say that it's all about the Constitution, but in reality, it's not. They're not. They are beholden to the money, whether it is through donors or whether it's through PACs, super PACs, lobbyists. I mean, what is the purpose of a lobbyist? Think about this. They take money from people and they go and lobby. They protest, and their protest is not one that is loud. No, it's silent. They protest with money, donations to the individual that they need a decision from. Well, is that not quid pro quo? Yeah, it is. And we allow it. It needs to end. We need to show those in government that we, the people, are finished with their tyranny. They work for us, as I've said many times here in this podcast this morning. We are a republic, a constitutional republic. Again, the definition of a republic is a government run by the people, not the people run by the government. So we see these hearings, we see corruption, but we see little action, if any. The Republicans currently have the majority in the House of Representatives, yet we see only talk. We need to see accountability, or this pressure cooker is going to blow its top. It is time to hold people accountable for their stances against the people. We, the people, must organize and come together. That is what has been wrong forever. We say, someone needs to fix this. Well, who is that someone if it is not you and me? Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Until next time, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.